I'm Jonathan Alexander. I am the Campus Writing Coordinator here at UCI, and I'd like to talk a little bit about writing assessment. When I arrived at UCI 5 years ago now, I was very curious about the kinds of writing that students were doing in the lower division, and also in our upper division writing in the disciplines courses. So I partnered with the DOE Office of Assessment and Research to undertake a whole series of writing assessments that would look very broadly at upper division writing, but also at our three major lower division writing programs: the English Composition Program, the First Year Integrated Program, and the Humanities Core course. I worked very closely for 5 years with Dr. Natalie Schoenfeld, who at the time worked in the Office of Assessment and Research and is now the Director of Student Support Services. And Natalie and I designed a writing assessment that would randomly sample writing from both lower division courses and upper division courses and assess that writing with a team of evaluators against a rubric that identified the most important student learning outcomes that we wanted our students to work on in both lower and upper division writing courses. We learned a great deal from this writing assessment, and we are in the process of calculating some of our preliminary findings and trying to turn those findings into useful information for faculty so that they can re-engineer their writing courses to meet the challenges that students face as they are learning to write. One of the primary things that we believe we have learned from our assessment is that process is extraordinarily important. In a way, this is not a big surprise. Many people, many researchers, in fact, most practitioners in the field of composition and rhetoric have understood the value of writing as a process and of teaching writing as a process in which students have the opportunity to think about what they want to write about, to engage in brainstorming activities, to draft, to consult with peers, to receive instructor feedback, to revise, and to think about their writing as it is actually engaging audiences and other readers. Writing that is produced in process-rich contexts, such as our lower division writing programs, is generally writing that assesses pretty well. We can see that students are meeting many of our student learning outcomes. They are writing critically, they are engaging different sources, they are often writing with particular audiences in mind, and the writing is generally pretty fluent. Grammatical and mechanical errors are at a minimum, and the writing is generally pretty well edited. But those are our contexts, the lower division writing programs, in which students are engaging in a lot of instructor-led process. Brainstorming activities, peer review, instructor feedback, revision. As students move into other writing contexts, in the upper division for instance, or in other general education courses, they might face writing assignments, but they might not face the same kinds of process requirements that they undertake in lower division writing. So one of the things that we are going to be stressing for the teaching of writing throughout the curriculum in all of our courses is that it is important for us to assign not just writing, but to assign writing and process. That it's important for students not only to get a writing assignment, but to also be able to receive feedback on a draft before submitting a final paper. It's important for students to engage in peer review activities before submitting a draft to an instructor. It's important for students, in other words, to have a rich experience of writing as a process.